What is up, guys? It is the Blue Bloods back with another preview, man. And we got to move on here to Nebraska, Illinois. 12 p.m. Central Time on Fox. This is a conference matchup, week 0. And I don't think, Brad, I just want to say this. I don't think there's anything better than conference matchups in week 0. I love games that mean something. And these teams got to get ready to play. Nebraska is a 7-point favorite last time I looked. And so it's supposed to be a close game. And Scott Frost right now, just some storylines surrounding the game. Scott Frost may be on the hottest seat of all time in the whole country right now due to the recent NCAA violations, underwhelming performances. It braided 4 straight seasons of losing records. That cannot happen at Nebraska, and it has. And also, Bret Bielema is making his first coaching start at Illinois, and winning this game could give him ultimate positive momentum moving forward. So, Brandon, what are you looking forward to most in this matchup, and what are you going to be trying to look for as you're watching this game?
So, the main thing that I'm looking for, Zach, and let me preface this real quick. This is going to probably be the most fun game of the weekend to watch if you're like me or Zach, because, to me, College Football Saturday is starting out the day with a Big Ten matchup that, it's a lot of fun, but we know what's exactly going to happen. This is going to be like the run game dominates because that's all the Big Ten can do, apparently. But nonetheless, it's going to be a great game. It's and the spread did update. Just gambling guy here, but 7.5 points Nebraska now. It's yesterday it was 6.5, so the spread keeps getting a little bit wider and wider. I think people are really high on Nebraska for some reason, or maybe they're just really low on Illinois. What I'll say, Zach, is it's going to be interesting to see how these two teams compete because these two teams are nearing the bottom of the Big Ten. I don't think that's really an argument. I think that's just kind of what the case is. And especially with all the controversy going on at Nebraska right now that broke a couple of weeks ago. So that's fresh on their mind, Zach. That is if there's not a bigger distraction in the country right now, if there is a bigger distraction in the country right now, it has to be Arizona State, but this is fresher. The wound's still there. So this team might not be playing up to even their potential, which I don't think is super high. Adrian Martinez is back for Nebraska, unfortunately. And this team also lost 2 of its best O-linemen in this offseason. So things might get a little bit worse. What I'm saying, Zach, is even though the spread is getting wider and wider for Nebraska, I wouldn't be shocked at all if this was a couple points game. If this game was decided by less than a touchdown. This is going to be a really good game to watch, and I don't think it's going to be super high scoring by any means. But I don't really know if there's one facet in the game I can point to be oh, well, that's going to be fun to watch. I think it's more of the storyline surrounding this.
Yeah, and Illinois pulled off the big upset last year. I think it was 41-23. Yeah. They pulled off the upset over Nebraska. It was their first win in multiple years. But for me, Brandon, it's the quarterback matchup that I look forward to watching the most. And I know everyone's like, what? But for me, it's because both of these guys have received endless criticism, Brandon. But they're both going to be the key to their team winning. Adrian Martinez has failed to live up to the hype since 2018. 14 touchdowns to 12 interceptions, Brandon, in his last 2 seasons. But for me, he completed 71% of his passes last year. If he could just control the turnover bug just a little bit, I think he could be in for a nice season. And also, with the questions at the running back position for Nebraska, I want to see him be just as dynamic with his legs as that he's been. 1,700 yards rushing, 22 touchdowns. I want to see him be the leader of this Cornhuskers offense, be dynamic outside the pocket, make some plays with his legs, but also take care of the ball. How many games would Nebraska have won if he just takes care of the ball? You take away a pick or two here in key situations. And on the flip side, Brandon Peters has been named the starter for Illinois, but it's good because he has the experience, Brandon, but accuracy has been just abysmal. He has the arm to make every throw on the field. He doesn't turn the ball over, but Brandon, he had a 48% completion percentage last year. And the year before, he was only at 55, but he takes care of the ball, 21-8 touchdown interception mark, and he didn't throw an interception all season. But it doesn't matter if you can't hit your receivers in stride and move the chains. So for me, which quarterback can find their rhythm and make enough plays to win the game for their team is the question. But also, Brandon, when you're looking at the storylines, Illinois' run game versus the front seven of Nebraska could really determine this game. Illinois' O-line is a top 5 O-line in the Big Ten, according to most sources. They return a majority of their production, and also Chase Brown at running back could be a breakout star for Illinois. Over 500 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns last year, but he's the number 1 running back in a Bielema system where they like to have a featured back. But he graded Brandon actually as the 4th best Big Ten running back over the final 5 games of the season when he started taking over that job. But when you look at this Nebraska D-line, it's the weak spot, Brandon. Ranks in the bottom 4. So for me, the linebackers are going to have to carry the early load. You look at a JoJo Doman, a Chris Kolarvik, a Will Honus. All those guys are going to have to play above and beyond their potential because that's really the only unit on this defense that's returning any sort of production. Ben Steele is a defensive tackle that can really control the game, but he has no edge help right now. So can Nebraska get to the quarterback and be good enough against the run to stop it? Because this is pivotal, Brandon, because if Illinois goes in there and Adrian Martinez is having turnover issues, and then they can run the clock and control the time of possession, Nebraska could be in trouble down the stretch in this game.
I think you're right, Zach. And I want to point to one more thing. I kept saying this is going to be a fun game. It's going to be a fun game for sure, but it's not going to be a fun game because this is like a bowl level, like a bowl game level matchup. Because let's face facts. Like if you're a Nebraska fan, you might make a post game appearance, maybe. Like if you're really good. Illinois, I hate to break it to you, probably not. But I think this game's going to be fun in the same way that like the XFL was fun because like it's football. There's not a whole lot of other football on. I'm not talking crap about either one of these teams. I'm going to watch this game all the way through. I'm going to bet on this game. I promise you. But yeah, man, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. If I had to give you my picks right now, what I'd give you is Nebraska 17, Illinois 10. I think this game is decided by – it's going to be super low scoring, I'm telling you, dude. It's the first Big Ten game at noon. Like, just history repeats itself is what I'll say. I know last year was pretty high scoring for this matchup in particular. It's not going to be this season. It's going to be that stereotypical Big Ten matchup. I take the under on 54.5. Nebraska is going to win this game, obviously, and I take Illinois plus 7.5 in this matchup.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Let's also want to talk about how big of a game this could be for Scott Frost's future. Yeah. Because, man, if he loses this game, Brandon, you want to talk about a hot seat because you lose this game, you still got the non-conference game against Oklahoma, which is going to be a top 3 team in the country. You all still got Northwestern, who represented the Big Ten, the Big Ten championship. You still got Minnesota. Then your last 3 games for Nebraska, Brandon, are Ohio State, Wisconsin, and Iowa.
Right.
What a stretch of games right there. And so right now you're looking at possibly barely making bowl eligibility if you drop this game. And if you drop this game, I don't think there's an easy win on your schedule outside of maybe Fordham and Buffalo. And, if you're for me, this is going to determine whether Scott Frost is on the right trajectory this season to keep his job and or if the wheel – because, just imagine, Brandon, with the NCAA investigation, with losing a back-to-back games against Illinois, you could be talking about the wheels falling off this Nebraska program very quickly if they don't win this game.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
And when you look at Illinois, I feel like their schedule's a little bit easier. Virginia is going to be a tough non-conference game, but then you get Maryland, Purdue, and Charlotte, Brandon. So I think those are all you have a chance to win those if you play well. You still got Rutgers on the schedule, but for me, I feel like bowl eligibility is really tough for Illinois right now, and not a lot of people are projecting them, but winning this game would go a long way, Brandon, in really giving them a shot at it. Because when you look, you have to win this game. You probably have to beat UTSA, which you should, beat Purdue, beat Maryland, beat Charlotte, and then you got to find a game or two somewhere else. But just imagine the positive momentum from Bret Bielema winning his first game. And also, people don't give Bret Bielema enough credit, Brandon. I know he struggled at Arkansas. Arkansas is a very tough place to win. Let's just put it out there. That is a very hard place to win, especially with it being in the SEC West. I would focus more on what he did at Wisconsin more so than what he did at Arkansas. And he made Arkansas competitive at times, Brandon. It's not like Arkansas just fell apart his whole tenure. There was a time where you didn't want to really play Arkansas, and they pulled some very good upsets. But I think his Wisconsin tenure is a lot more telling of what his potential is. And I think this could be the perfect location. Expectations are low. He's going to go out there and throw it all. He's going to throw it all to the wall. And I really think Illinois could be a sneaky team throughout the season. And a week 0 win over Nebraska at home with fans finally coming back, getting back in the stadium, you could be talking about an electric environment at 12 o'clock in the afternoon in Champaign.
Yep, you're right.
But I got to give my prediction here, and I'm a little bit. I guess I have more faith in the offenses than you do. I have 31-27 Nebraska in a close one. I honestly think this game is going to come down to like a last possession, Brandon. I think Illinois can have a chance to win it late. I think Nebraska is going to have to hang on late and make some plays to win. I think this game is going to come down to at least the last minute of the game.
Yeah, I don't want to undermine your pick, Zach. I think you're right. I do agree with you about how close this game will be. Like I said, once again, if you skip to the end of the episode for the prediction, I can give mine one more time. Nebraska 17, Illinois 10. I think this is the classic Big Ten game at week 0. Good God. So I think it's going to be low scoring. Not that either one of these teams have like a great defense, because Illinois is returning I want to say they finished dead last in defensive in total defense, but I don't think either one of these teams can truly score the ball. So if I had to give you one bet, I would hammer that under 54.5. Zach disagrees, but it's Big Ten football. I'll come back to that one more time.
All right, fair enough, man. So, guys, comment below your predictions. Also, let us know what you think about this matchup, man. Make sure to like the video and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications as we have previews and recaps coming constantly on our YouTube channel. Got 3-4 episodes a day coming straight to your guys. I cannot wait to bring all this content to y'all. But, guys, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications. But for B-Dove, myself, and the Blue Bloods, we are out for right now.